Hello and welcome to this episode of Simply Saturday, where I get to show you a card that is fast and easy to make. My name is Julie and this is Stamp with Julie Baum. Today I'm going to be showing you a card that features this stamp set. Actually, it's a bundle, available as a bundle with coordinating dies. It's called Darling Details. Now, earlier this week, we had our monthly stamp club meeting and we made this card. I will be making this card for you in a separate video tutorial, but I was really excited to use the stamps, images, and the die cuts from this bundle. So that's what we're going to use to create today's Simply Saturday card. So the palette that I have chosen is 3 colors, Azure Afternoon, which is one of our newer colors, and I have not actually played with it before. I'm using Azure Afternoon cardstock as well, Lemon Lime Twist, and Flirty Flamingo. So let's create. What I'm going to do is create my own background paper, so you could say that I'm creating my own DSP with the stamp set. So we're going to begin with some of these large flowers from the stamp set and Flirty Flamingo. I've got a scrap paper here. You can see I've stamped off a little bit. I'm going to be doing that on our flowers. So to begin with Flirty Flamingo and the outline stamp of this large flower, I'm going to put a couple of these onto my paper. And keep in mind that our card today is going to go in this direction. So I have a 4 1/4 by 11-inch piece, scored and folded in the middle at 5 1/2, and we're going to have it open this way. So that's kind of the reason I have in mind of the direction that these flowers are going to go in, although you could really do a random pattern every which way and then it wouldn't even matter. Okay, so I'm going to stop with 3 of those. I am going to continue with Flirty Flamingo, stamp off so that I get a lighter version of Flirty Flamingo for the center of my flower. Now, these are a distinctive stamp set, which it basically tells you that the stamp is designed for a very realistic look. So you can see that the inside of my flower isn't completely solid. It's kind of got some lights and some dark areas, and that is completely by design, the way that the artist envisioned, and then the stamp set was created to reflect that. Okay. Now we're going to add some greenery. I'm sorry, my voice is kind of froggy this morning. And I am going to use, first of all, this little set of leaves. And I'm going to stamp those off as well. You can see that distinctiveness again in the leaf. And just place these. These are beginning to be my filler. I'm going to get a new one of these. I don't want to stamp off on top of another color. There we go. All right, so we'll put some of those over here. I'm tucking that paper underneath so that I can go off the edge of my paper, which I think is important when you're trying to fill the card. Let's put a bunch of leaves over here. I was considering using a second flower image, and I did not end up doing that. But we are going to use another leaf image. So again, just working my way around the paper. Now, I know that I don't need to worry too much about this area because ahead of time, I went ahead and did 2 more flowers on a piece of scrap, just like these, and then die cut those. So I did those ahead of time just to save us a little bit of time during the filming. All right, so I think I will add 1 more. I think I'm going to add a little leaf here and in this corner. Okay, now with Lemon Lime Twist, but full strength this time, I'm going to move on to this branch and give it a little bit more distinction. I'm going to come in here again. This middle part is going to get covered up a bit with the flowers that I've die cut. Okay, and I'm leaving a little bit of white space here and there. You'll see we're going to fill in with some tiny blue flowers. All right, let's go with that. Now we'll bring in our Azure Afternoon and a small flower from that stamp set. And this I'm just going to fill in. So let's put one here and here. I kind of like these bright colors. It is summer. This is July of 2023. And I think because my edges are going to show more than this area, I think I'm going to tuck one in here. You see that right on the edge? And maybe one more over here. Okay, now we've created our background paper. So let's go ahead and attach that to the card base. Let's move these ink pads out of the way. I have had that happen before, where you start bringing in your other pieces and they end up getting ink on them. All right, so with some liquid glue, I'm going to attach this to the front of my card base. Ooh, this one is getting low. Let's grab a different one instead of messing with that one. Okay, this is going to go here on my card front. And even though I already scored and folded my Azure Afternoon base, I did not crease it. So I'm going to grab my bone folder and really reinforce that fold or that crease. There we go. That way it's nice and folded well. Okay, now it's time to decide where we put our little flowers. We're also going to add some words. All right, so a couple of dimensionals. I think one large one on the back of each is going to hold just fine. All right, and let's get our third and final piece. I'm going to take this scrap, stamp the words from the stamp set. This stamp says, "Hello there." So this is a cute kind of a generic card just to send to a loved one, a neighbor, a friend. All right, there is my hello there. And I'm going to take scissors and just do a freehand cut. So first I want the top rather straight and the bottom rather straight as I can do, eyeballing. Okay, and then I'm going to just do kind of a whimsical angle. I have to get close. See, there's a little bit of ink on here, so I got to get kind of close. That might not end up working. Well, we're going to go with it for the sake of time. Okay, that worked out fine. It was a little skimpy on that side, but instead of stamping over, again, we're just going to work with it. And one dimensional, a mini dimensional would work. I've got my regular size ones here, so I'll just grab one of those. Okay, now we can play with the placement. So I think I'm going to aim for adding flowers up here, like maybe like that. I want to see that blue one peeking out. So I'm going to put this one here, this one here, and now we're going to add our words. Okay, you've got lots of options when it comes to this. So I'm either liking up here in this top corner, or I kind of like this to break up a lot of that flirty flamingo that's going on. So let's go here, and I'm going to add one more thing to this. Let's put some twine on here. Now this is the Parakeet Party twine, but it's close enough to the lemon lime twist. It's going to look just fine. So I'm going to cut a length of that and double it, and then make a bow. So it's just a teeny bit chunkier than a single piece of the twine would be. All right, so I've got my loops and my tails. I can trim that up a little bit. Like so. All right, and then we'll be using a glue dot to attach that. And same process, we're going to kind of see right where we want it. I had envisioned down here with the words, which might be where I end up going. We could also put it a number of other places. That's kind of cute too. So I like these freeform designs where you get to just kind of create as you go. Here's my dot. All right, sticking that to the mini glue dot and peeling it off. It's now sticky and ready to go onto my card. All right, I'm going to go with my original instinct and add it right down here. Like so. Now, if you are a glittery, sparkly bling lover, you could certainly add some bling to this. And I think for this card, I'm going to leave this one as is. Also, you could add a white panel on the inside, which is pretty customary for me to do. And you have a very simple, lovely, and slightly whimsical card to send to a friend. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I will put some information for you in the description box below this video. And until next time, happy stamping!